First of all, I'd like to congratulate Coach Jones and Tennessee on the victory tonight. He's got a good football team. Those kids played hard, and they deserve to win. I'm proud of some things that we did out there today and not very happy about some other things, obviously. We turned the ball over entirely too many times. At times we lacked a discipline out there, which is very disappointing. That falls on me. But I like the makeup of our guys. I know we've got to get ready for a conference game next week, and I know that's what we'll do. But we've got to do a better job preparing and ultimately playing in order to give ourselves a chance to win. Go ahead.
Coach, is there a way you go about addressing the fumbles? Do you have more contact in practice, or what can you do about that?
Well, obviously it's reared its head in huge ways the first two ball games, and we've got to do a better job. I don't have to look at it, but we've obviously got to do a better job either teaching or understanding or emphasizing ball security, because we're inadequate to say the least right now. So we'll look at it and come up with a plan, but we're doing what we've done in the past, and it hasn't been an issue. So obviously we need to change or modify it in order to give ourselves a chance.
Also have defensive end Ekanem here with us. Raise your hand. We'll get you the mic.
Jerod, on the first fumble with the exchange with Sam, what happened there?
Just miscommunication.
Coach, can you talk about the crowd tonight and the atmosphere and how great that was, but also do you think it had any impact at all on the players out there?
Well, first of all, I think the event in its entirety was fantastic. The atmosphere was incredible. The stadium looked beautiful. Impact, I mean, it's a loud place to play. Obviously, that can affect your emotions and your communication. I don't think it was a huge hindrance one way or the other. I think we were pretty prepared for that. But, I was, for what it's worth, I thought it was a beautiful setting and a beautiful arena to play in.
Coach, over here to your right, some missed tackles tonight, granted against a talented team. Is that something that concerns you moving forward, or do you think tonight was just a bad night against, like I said, a good team? Well,
I don't know. I have to look at the film and see. That tailback is a big, powerful, talented young man. Their quarterback, runs the ball well and has good speed as well. So, I thought for the large part of the game, we did a really good job. You got to get more than one hat to big number one, that's for sure. And at times we did that. There was just some times where those turnovers created a short field and some bad situations.
Ken, can you just speak to the challenge that Dobbs presented, running and passing, and how tough of a matchup was he?
He was a pretty good quarterback. I mean, he create a lot with his feet, and then, he can throw well on the run. So, present a lot of problems for us, and it was pretty evident.
And Jerod, the fumble there, did that seem like a turning point? Because obviously you guys are up 14-0 and looking pretty good. Did it seem like that was kind of what got them going?
No. I think, that created momentum for them, but I don't think that would cause them to go.
Anything else for Coach, and we'll let him go to radio and have the student athletes available?
You started Chung over Gallo at center. Was that a performance thing, and how much do you think that contributed to some of the exchange problems tonight?
Well, the one that was over the quarterback's head was pretty bad. Yeah, it was a performance promotion, I guess you could say.
Anybody else for Coach before we let him go? All right, thank you, Coach. Have the student athletes available. We'll also have Bud Foster here shortly. Chuck, we'll get you down the radio and Coach.
Jerod, I don't know if you heard that, but with the turnovers and the fumbles, is that something that can be worked on in practice, or is it just a mentality thing? How do you fix that problem?
I think it's both. It's a mentality to not want that ball to come at your hands. Then it's a effort thing in practice. When we have hard practices on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, how mentally tough as a unit we are when we go through ball security drills that we do day in and day out. I know as a leader, I will do a better job of making sure that my guys are in tune. I put this all on me. It's a mentality that I should bring more often on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That again, I'll take blame for it, that I didn't really bring like I normally do on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every day we have practice, we do ball security, and couldn't get it done.
Jerod, did their defense do anything to kind of make it tougher for Ford and Hodges to have big impacts tonight?
Say that again?
Did their defense do anything to kind of make it tougher for Ford and Hodges to have big impacts tonight?
Yeah, they're very talented. We just got to do a better job of executing what we have already had game planned against Tennessee.
Ken, you guys up front, and especially yourself, were able to get a lot of pressure in the early goings. I noticed they switched the lineup, did a couple things differently. How did that affect what you guys were trying to do up there?
Nothing much. We were still getting after the quarterback, no matter the lineup. So, I'm very proud of how our defensive line played, and our front seven played. Just getting pressure on the QB. But hats off to Tennessee's offense, and definitely Dobbs and Hurd. Dobbs is making plays on his feet. Again, getting in space. So, hats off to them.
Jerod, could you describe the ball security drills that you do on Tuesdays and Wednesdays? What are they like?
It depends on what Coach Fuente wants that day. One day we might have circuit, one day we might actually have ball security where he chooses if we're going to roll with it, if we're going to tight spin. It all depends on what Coach Fuente wants that day. But we normally flip it from circuit to actual ball security drill.
And that first touchdown, the 5-yarder, obviously you guys get the short field. I know you pride yourselves on being able to defend those short fields, but how tough a spot was that to be, and how much did that take out of you, that 5-yard touchdown?
No one wants to be put in that position, but we do pride ourselves in trying to, when the ball just is within the red zone, that we want the best, just hold them to a field goal. So, but obviously it is a momentum changer, and we gotta do better and hold them to a field goal.
Ken, as one of the senior leaders on this team, how do you guys go about trying to make something positive out of this and rebounding into next week?
Well, the way I thought about this game is that we didn't lose tonight. We lost Tuesday and Wednesday and even Monday. So during practice, we got to, as a senior and as the other seniors on the team, we got to hold ourselves accountable and getting this team going and actually being productive and making better practice habits. So, we got the seniors got a lot of work to do. just getting this team going in the right direction.
One more for our student athletes, and then we'll have Bud Foster.
For either guy, can you guys talk about the role that personal foul penalties played in this game? Did you agree with how they were called, and how did that change the game?
You got it, Ken.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that was kind of out of our control. I mean, it was the refs' calls, obviously, but definitely got to do a better job and, pulling off the quarterback and, pass interference calls are 50-50, regardless. So, I mean, it plays a big role in our game and had over, there's one drive we had over 30 yards in penalties. So, obviously that's not good. We got to cut that down.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll take it downstairs. Ken, how about this one? Bud Foster up here next. Also have Sam Rogers coming down.
How much did it take out of you guys, the short fields and the turnovers, the role they kind of put you in?
Well, it's hard enough game as it is when you're playing good people. And that sets you back a little bit. And, we had some momentum going early. They created some plays themselves and put us in a tough spot. I thought our kids, for the most part, played really, really hard. We gave up a couple cheap runs, and it goes back to them. They executed and we didn't. We had a couple guys, that didn't execute the defense. That was the disappointing part. But the turnovers and putting us in that's part of the game. We stepped up at times and made some big plays, and at times that the short field's going to catch up to you. But I thought our kids fought hard till the very end. The last touchdown really bothered me. I thought we kind of went out there and just and I talked to the team about that, the defense about that. That's not who we are. We're going to play for 60 minutes, and that was the disappointing one, because we gave ourselves a chance with the pick. We went and kicked a field goal. We gave ourselves a chance. If we go score there, that makes it 31 at time. I think it was 31, 17, and we're 14 down, and we go score there, and then it's we're putting ourselves in a good position, and then we gave up a run right there by the quarterback that we had an end chase the dive when he's supposed to be taking the quarterback, and those are the things we got to execute when it's all said and done. We've got to execute better. We didn't do that today.
Why was that quarterback such a tough? Kind of obvious, but why was he such a tough matchup?
Well, the matchup was, it's just the nature of the game nowadays. You got some dynamic guys with the ball in their hands, and you create space. We're rushing the passer and creating some good rush, and then all of a sudden the guy, that's part of it. You can look every Saturday and see guys doing that. The disappointing thing to me was we gave up 2 runs when guys should have been sitting at the quarterback instead of chasing a dive. Or we had a safety that should have been fitting for the quarterback, but he's chasing the dive, and those are the things. They were both young players, but those are the things that we can correct, and we will. The kids, like I said, they worked hard. They were disappointed there, but you got to give credit to Tennessee. They executed and played hard, and we didn't when we needed to. And we'll regroup and get ready for ACC competition, which we've got a tough ball game ahead. But this is tough because we didn't perform like we expected to.
Also got senior running back Sam Rogers here. Anything else for Bud? We'll let him go. Turn it over to Sam.
I was going to ask Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam, on the first fumble with the exchange with Jerod, what in your mind happened there? Was it miscommunication or just a bad exchange?
Honestly, I didn't see that one. I was out blocking, so it was down towards our end of the field, but I didn't really see what happened. I was out blocking for the sweep, so I just saw everybody chasing it. I really saw the end of it, so I can't really tell you.
Sam, you guys got off to such a hot start in the first quarter. What did Tennessee, did they make adjustments after that? 200 yards in the first quarter and then kind of 200 for the rest of the game, I think was roughly the number.
Tennessee's a great team. I mean, hats off to them. They did a great job the entire game. I think we made a lot of mistakes. We shot ourselves in the foot continually, and you can't do that against a really good team because they're going to take advantage of it. So against Tennessee, you can't turn the ball over like we did. You can't make the mistakes that we did. You can't have the penalties we did. Didn't really give ourselves a chance once those things started happening. In the beginning, I thought we didn't do those things, and we executed well and put points up on the board, and then things started going downhill.
Sam, I'm wondering from a player's perspective, what did you think about the atmosphere tonight, the crowd, the noise, in general terms, and then also were you guys cognizant of it while you were out there playing?
First of all, as your first question, it's an incredible atmosphere. I mean, this was so fun to play in front of us, something I'm going to remember for a long time, something you get to tell your kids about and grandkids about. But once you're on the field, we take pride in that it's still a football game. The field's the same size, and you got to try as much as you can to block that out. You want to feed off of it and the situations where it's good, but you can't let yourself get too high or too low, and I think we did that. We got ourselves too high when we're up 14-0. We didn't stay the course, and you can't do that against a good team. So,
Jerod and Ken said earlier that this game was lost on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Is that something that you noticed in practice this week, and how do you go about fixing that?
Yeah, didn't have a great week of practice for whatever reason that is. I don't know. I don't know how we didn't. But we didn't, and we got to fix that. Senior leaders got to step up and be more vocal on those days, make sure we get it right, because no one likes this feeling. No one likes the feeling of just giving away games like this, games that we thought we should have been in. So we got to get that right this week.